very thing. The cameras flashed like lightning, but Senator John Neely Kennedy didn't blink. The air inside the Capitol Rotunda was electric, a storm of whispers, outrage, and disbelief. Before him stood a row of journalists, microphones thrust forward like bayonets. He knew what he was about to say would ignite a fire. But Kennedy had long decided that silence was the language of cowards, and he refused to speak it. "Sometimes," he began, his voice steady yet burning with conviction, "the truth is the only thing that can cost a man everything, and still make him free." The statement would echo across America by nightfall. It would divide parties, ignite protests, and spark a government storm the likes of which Washington hadn't seen in decades. But for Kennedy, this wasn't politics, it was principle. It started weeks earlier. Behind closed doors, the Senate Ethics Committee had warned him, subtly at first, then sharply. Kennedy had exposed a billion-dollar government contract buried under layers of corruption, a deal that funneled taxpayer money into private hands under the guise of national security. He'd stood before Congress and named names. He called out the corporations that had bought their silence. He spoke of veterans who couldn't afford healthcare while defense executives flew in private jets. His speech wasn't planned, it was a spontaneous eruption of conscience. But truth, in Washington, came with a price tag. Within days, the backlash hit. The media turned on him. Allies went quiet. Lobbyists whispered about career suicide. And then came the letter, official, cold, and threatening. He was being fined $1 million for breach of confidentiality and defamation of federal interests. Kennedy stared at the document in disbelief. It wasn't about the money, it was about intimidation. They wanted to break him publicly, make an example out of him. His aides urged him to apologize, to retract, to clarify. But Kennedy didn't flinch. "If I pay their price," he told his chief of staff, "I'd be selling something I can't ever buy back, my soul." Days later, he appeared before the cameras again. The crowd outside the Capitol was restless, a mix of supporters, skeptics, and the curious. He approached the podium slowly, his suit slightly wrinkled, his eyes fierce with a quiet fire. "I've been fined $1 million for telling you the truth," he began, pausing as murmurs rippled through the crowd. "But I want them to know something. I won't pay a dime. Instead, I'll pay in something far more powerful: honesty." He leaned closer to the mic. "If they think a fine will silence me, they've misunderstood the price of freedom. I don't work for the powerful. I work for the people who can't afford a lobbyist, the single mother, the farmer, the soldier coming home with broken dreams. You can't find truth. You can't bankrupt integrity." His words went viral overnight. Social media exploded with the #street.